What's up guys, I'm Dean and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I thought I'd try something different and I'd do a tier list because everyone loves tier lists and they're fun to do and I like ranking things if you can't tell. And after the release of Black Panther Wakanda Forever, I've been thinking a lot about villains in the MCU, so I thought I would do a tier list of my favourite MCU villains. If you look here, we have a lot of villains to get through. This is going to take a while, and I've done these tiers. I've done S, A, B, C, D, and who, because there's some people on this list, I'm like, who? So let's get started. Let's waste no time, but just leave a like, yeah? And leave a comment at who your favourite villain is. Thanks. Okay. That was like so TikTok-y. Okay, first up we have the power broker. From the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, technically Sharon Carter. Look, it's hard to rank this villain because we've barely seen them as a villain, but definitely D tier. Definitely D tier. Just no good. No good at all. Okay. Killmonger is next. Killmonger's amazing. I love Killmonger as a villain. I don't know if I'd go S or A. I think it's got to be S, just because Michael B. Jordan is a phenomenal actor. The motivations are there. They work. It's gotta be, oh yeah, it's gotta be S tier. Michael B. Jordan's awesome, and Black Panther is an awesome film. Next up we have the one who remains. The performance itself was really good, but I don't like the part he plays in the Loki season finale because I've said this about Loki. It's like a big sidestep. For like Loki has all this, there's this arc and there's these themes that they're carrying through the episode and the show just ends with them going, oh, now we're gonna do Kang for a bit, yay, and it kind of undermines the entire thing for me, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. But the performance himself by Jonathan Majors is really good, so I'll go C tier. Okay, Tyler Hayward, can't stand the man. D tier, awful. WandaVision is a great show. He completely undermines it, and he just tries to shoot some kids at some point for no reason, which is dumb. Ultron. Age of Ultron isn't a great film, but James Spader is really good as Ultron. And I like the design, and I just the voice, and like some of those monologues, and it is really good. I'm going to go A tier for Ultron. Okay, next we have John Walker. Okay, the thing with John Walker. He was really well executed for most of the show, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and he did some really good executions. Badum-tis. And like I really like the performance, and I like the moral ambiguity and kind of the like, oh, we don't trust this guy, but I'm not really sure why when he was first introduced, and then then he just went down and down, and then they kind of redeemed him at the end for no reason, and he shouldn't have been redeemed. I don't like that he was redeemed, and that element didn't work for me. So he's B tier. He's gonna, is he A tier or is he B tier? I'll go B tier. Okay, next we have Caecilius. D tier. Better than Power Broker and Tyler Hayward, but still bad. No one cares. Next up, we have Ego the Living Planet. Really good. Kurt Russell was really good in the role, and like the motivation makes sense, and it's still somewhat unimpressionable as a villain, though, I think, which pains me to say. So I'm gonna go B. Let's go B. Oh, the two Russells are next to each other, Kurt and Wyatt. How lovely. Okay, this guy, this is Digimon Husen. I'm just gonna put him in Who because I don't know his character's name, and if I can't name the character, then I can't really rank them. You know, he's in Captain Marvel and he's in Guardians of the Galaxy, and he's good. He's a great actor because he's in so many things. Okay. Anyway, Hela. Hela's a lot of fun. Kate Blanchett, really good. But once again, I think it's another B tier. I said B tier, Hela. B tier villain. Like, she's good. She's physically imposing, and like she works as a relative of the Odinsons, which we don't get introduced to later. And I can't quantify what it is that she's missing. I can't put it into words, so I'll keep her B. Agatha Harkness. Once again, amazing actress in Catherine Hahn. But how good is she as a villain? This might upset people, but I'm gonna have to go C tier, I think. Just because there isn't a lot there, you know? Speaking about not being a lot there, Red Skull. I can't really remember Captain America: The First Avenger, and I think he works in that film. But apart from that, C tier. Now we've got the Power Broker. He's gonna have to go in. No, that's not even the. It's the Shocker. The Shocker can go in who? Because I managed to name the Shocker. The Shocker can go see this because they're not bad. There's nothing offensive there, but there's just nothing there because that's kind of, you know, all it's there. Next we have Taserface. Taserface is a lot of fun and he serves his purpose perfectly because he's supposed to be a bit of a comedic dude, and that works. So B tier, you know, he does what he's there for. Can I like You didn't see anything. You didn't see my audio recording at all. There. Anyway. Okay. Next we have Trevor Slattery. This guy's not a villain. Why is he on here? I don't think he's a villain. He's not a villain at all. He's great. He's really good. I'll just go. You know, you can. Stop. I'll just go B tier for you. Where's he gone? What's happened to it? I'll go B tier, why not? Okay. This is... I have to get really close to see who that photo is of. This is Aldrich Killian down here. And I would... Aldrich Killian isn't great, you know. Aldrich Killian isn't great. I'm going to have to go D tier, I think. Best of the D tier. But... you know, Guy Pearce is cool and all, but it didn't work. This guy, who, the king of the Frost Giants, whatever, Proxima Midnight, who cares? I mean, no, she wasn't bad. Ghost. Now, this is a tricky one. Because Ghost was fine. There was nothing bad about Ghost. Better than Yonrog. Yeah, Ghost can go there in C tier. Okay. Next we have a Whiplash. D tier. You know, just because who cares? Once again, who frickin' cares? Ebony Moore can go B tier because he has some cool stuff to do. He does some cool stuff. This is the lady from the TVA that I can't name, Judge Reinhold. Who I don't know who. I can't name you, so you don't count. Cull Obsidian is next. Cull Obsidian. Once again, you can go with Proxima Midnight because you two are just both of you. I'm like, who cares? This guy. That's the guy who kidnaps Tony Stark. And I don't know his name, so he's going in who? Because if I can't name you, you ain't on the list. Next up, we have Alexander Pierce. I had to go deep inside my mind to find that name. He works as a villain. I think the way, you know, the setup of him as the guy in charge of Nick Fury works, and I think all that stuff kind of builds on from each other, and it's fine and it's good, and I like Captain America Winter Soldier, so B tier. He's not A yet. We're really slacking on these great villains so far. Next, Loki. Loki is immediate S tier. Like, there's no argument there. But, is he better or worse than Killmonger? I think I prefer Killmonger to Loki. As a villain, you know, Loki has kind of had a redemption arc and then whatever. Yellow Jacket. Yellow Jacket. Nobody cares about Yellow Jacket. Yeah, you can go there. D tier. Malekith. No one cares about Malekith. I mean, Christopher Eccleston, I love you with all my heart. And he did this for the paycheck, so fair enough. I've got to respect. Baron von Strucker had to pull that name out of somewhere. You know, you're fine. You can go bottom of C tier. There's nothing wrong with you. Whatever. Sonny. What's his name? Sonny Birch. I'm gonna check if he's called Sonny Birch. That sounds right to me because he's the guy from Ant-Man and the Wasp, and he yeah. Oh, I'm so good with these character names, but also who cares about you? You can go with Baron von Strucker. Next up, we have Claw. Andy Serkis is a gem. He's amazing. And he's so fun in Black Panther. And he works in Age of Ultron. And I really, really think he's an underrated character. And I'm so upset they killed him off. So A tier for Claw. Yeah, it's got to be A tier. Okay. Lady from Captain Marvel, I don't know the name of. Who are you? Nebula as a villain. I'm ranking her as a villain. Karen Gillan, awesome. The character of Nebula really worked later on, but as a villain, yeah, you can slot in there in B tier, I think. Okay. Here we have the Other. Who cares? I'm gonna put you in who because I don't even know if he's called the Other. Maybe I'll check if he's called the Other MCU. Yeah, he's called the Other. So I knew his name, I guess. So he can just go right there and see this because once again, who cares? Okay, Corvus Glaive. You could go with your buddies over here. Ebony Moore is the only one that does anything even a little bit interesting. So okay, this is down here we have. I've got no idea. I think that's an Iron Man 3 extremist person, so you can go in who. Abomination. Okay, counting him in She-Hulk. He's not a villain in She-Hulk, so I can't really count him in She-Hulk. Counting him only in The Incredible Hulk. He's not great. He's bottom C, top D. I'll go bottom C. Ronan, D. Like, there's nothing there. Backtrock the Leaper. He was fun in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and he doesn't do loads. He can go behind Taserface in C tier. This is. Oh, I really couldn't make out who that is. That's Vulture. I mean, for me, there's only one thing that can be done here. Vulture is immediate S tier, and I reckon he's the best villain we've had so far. Vulture is a phenomenal villain because he's so grounded and his motivations are so strong and it's such a realistic character, but still he is incredibly menacing and he's such a large looming physical threat to Peter Parker. And that's not even including the bit when you chuck Peter Parker in the back of a car with him and Michael Keaton, and a phenomenal actor, turns around and says, "Hey kid, leave my daughter alone." It's just phenomenal all round. Just a really underrated villain, one of the best in the MCU. Amazing. I had to get that off my chest. Next is Obadiah Stane. Who cares? You can go here, Obadiah Stane, because Jeff Bridges is great, and he's okay. You can go bottom of B because the actor's great and there's kind of fun moments of improvisation and stuff like that. But overall, who cares? That is the Winter Soldier. The Winter Soldier as a villain. The action is phenomenal, and there's not a lot more to that character other than that, but that's kind of the intention. So I think you're going to have to be A tier. Bro. Okay, we're getting into good stuff now. I'm in the swing of this. I'm enjoying myself. Okay, Mysterio. Jake Gyllenhaal. Phenomenal actor. Great character. A or S tier. I'm going to go A tier. Top of A tier for Mysterio. Really solid stuff. All round, 10 out of 10. Thanos. Thanos is obviously S tier, but where? I'll put him above Loki. Yeah, that works for me. That works. Crossbones. Nobody cares about you, Crossbones. I should have done a nobody cares section. Should I do that? Can I add one? Can I add a section? Can I add a section? How can I add a row below? Who cares? And this is just for all the useless characters that nobody cares about. I have to change your colour. Let's make you black. Or purple. Purple. I mean, this admin is really worth it, isn't it? So, I mean, Crossbones doesn't go in the who cares category now I think about it. You know? Because he does stuff, I guess. But like Power Broker, these dudes. Baron von Strucker can stay, I guess. The other is definitely a who cares. Backtrock can go in who cares. No, Backtrock can stay. Yeah, that's everyone for who cares. Okay, talking about who cares, I care about this next villain. His name's actually gone from my head. That's really embarrassing. That was Justin Hammer. Justin Hammer. When is he coming back to the MCU? I need him in my life. Honestly, I'm going to get some flack for this, and maybe this is just because I love the actor so much. But A tier. Bottom of A tier. Why not? Chuck him in there. He's a lot of fun. Let me live my life, people. Aisha. Does she go in who cares? No, she doesn't, because she does stuff, I guess. Go there. No, you can't go above Crossbones. You can go there. Okay. Next up, we have the Grandmaster. Jeff Goldblum. If we're counting this guy as a villain, then heaven help us all, because he's the best of the best. He's got to go A or... He's got to go A tier. Listen, bro. Listen. It's Jeff Goldblum, and he's so fun. I can't not rate that guy highly. Next, we have Claw from Thor: The Dark World. Who cares? You know, he doesn't really do anything. Carly Morgenthau. Now, this is an interesting one. She got so much hate. And like, yeah. I found her really interesting in the first few episodes of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. She does a lot of cool stuff. But then, she just ends the show with wanting to kill everyone. So D. Top D. Okay, Dreykov from Black Widow. Really threatening in like a kind of creepy way, and I get what they were going with this character, and I liked what they were trying to get him to represent. Did it work 100%? Probably not. I don't know, I'm starting to speak like this. You can go bottom of C tier, Dreykov. Taskmaster. Oh, I don't like Taskmaster because she's a woman and she's in the comics. Everyone who's like, oh yeah, I love Taskmaster from the comics, doesn't read comics, and they didn't know who Taskmaster was until the Spider-Man video game. So shut up, everyone. You can change characters for the films. They do it all the time and no one cares. Still. Mid-C list. She can go with Ghost. I'm looking forward to seeing her in Thunderbolts. I'm looking forward to seeing Ghost in Thunderbolts, so I can't, complain too much. Baron Zemo. Top of S tier. I'm sorry if that's controversial. I don't think it is. He is so strong in Civil War. And then, on top of that, in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, he works still well. What works so well about him being in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is that he still is never wrong and he never loses, He still wins. Like, his plan still comes to fruition. What an absolute legend of a man. Okay, Dormammu. Dormammu doesn't do anything. So I kind of want to put Dormammu in who cares. Okay, Dormammu can go... in bottom of C tier. Okay, Baron Zemo. A lot of fun. I really like Toby Jones, the actor. I think he worked in Captain America: The Winter Soldier, and I like some of his stuff in the first Avenger, and I would like to see more of him, and he was good in What If we're counting What If. Who knows what's going on anymore? I've been talking for so long. Good stuff. Surtur, B tier, like he does his job and he's fine. He's solid. He's a solid fella. He's a dude and a half, if you ask me. Thunderbolt Ross. Rest in peace, William Hurt. But as a villain, he isn't a villain for very long. So he's got to go C tier. But let's put him above Backtrock and below Taserface. Icarus. The guy who killed himself by flying into the sun. The thing is, okay, sorry to get sidetracked. You're called Icarus, okay, and they make these stories about you, like Earth make these myths about you, like, oh yeah, Icarus, this guy who flew too close to the sun and his wax wings melted and he died and whatever. And they're like, okay, that's a neat story. That's nothing to do with me, but that's neat. But I get like that's where the name of this guy called Icarus who flew into the sun comes from. It comes from my name. And now I've done this bad thing and I want to stop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go fly into the sun, just like those stories they told about me. Like he flies into the sun and are people not standing there going, oh, that's what Icarus did. You know, the guy that they named after you. You're like fulfilling the prophecy. Is dumb. But Icarus, Richard Madden's great. B tier. Let's go above the man. Let's go above. Let's go in between Surtur and Hela. Okay. Who are you? It's like a big bird. Crow is this guy's name, but I'll put him in D because I would say who cares, but he's relevant to the plot and he does stuff. He does, you know. Come on, I can get here with this guy's name. He's the Celestial. I keep wanting to say Eros. I googled it and he's called Arasham. So I got it wrong. I didn't know his name, so the rules dictate he must go in who. But next up we have Wenwu. He's definitely top 2 villains. I think I'm just going to have to put him top. I might go back and change that. But he is so good. Oh, he is so good. Okay. Okay. Just everything about Wenwu. It's great. It's really solid. I can't remember this guy's name. The guy from Shang-Chi. So you can go in who, and you are Razor Fist, and you can go here, and Eleanor Bishop. Is that her name? Eleanor Bishop? Yeah. Top of D. Electro. Listen. Jamie Foxx is a man. When we're talking about these villains that are from the other timeline, when we're talking about villains from other movies outside of the MCU, I will only rate them on their MCU appearances, is what I was trying to say. And he works as Electro, but I think he's one of the weaker villains in that film. Because he's all like, oh, I just want the power, and I look all different, and I act all different for no reason. So who really cares? You can go bottom of, you can go like here. You can go here on C tier, because you were good. Doc Ock, on the other hand, is A tier stuff. Yeah, you can go there. No, but Alfred Molina is great, and he's like, what have you done with my machine, Peter? It's really fun, and seeing him again was great, and he did a good job. And I like the redemption arc they gave him. Solid stuff. Echo. I do want to say who cares, but who cares, you know? She's fine. C tier. She can go bottom of B tier. Like, I'm looking forward to her show, and I think she works as a character, and like for representation, I think it works well, but there's not enough there to really grab me. I don't know this guy's name. Discount Kit Harington. The Supreme Intelligence. I'm going to have to put you in who cares because, you know. Okay, now here's the question. So we've got Kingpin here. Vincent D'Onofrio. Marvellous man. But I don't think I can rate him on his performances in the Daredevil TV show because there's no Netflix villains here and it feels like we're only doing this more mainline MCU stuff. I'm not getting to the argument whether that's all canon. So I will only rate him on his Hawkeye appearance. But he's still Vincent D'Onofrio, so I've got to put some respect on that name and put him in B tier. Like if we were counting the Daredevil show as part of this, immediate top of S tier. But the fact there's no other Netflix villains on here, I'm only doing those shows, so I can't. Who is too Lizard? I would say who cares, but he's in the film, so I feel like I've got to rank him. He's D tier. Lizard does nothing that entire film. Sandman also does nothing. So he could go bottom of C tier because he does more than Lizard. Green Goblin, on the other hand. Willem Dafoe. Ugh. I honestly think he's a better villain in this film than he was in the original Spider-Man trilogy. I think he is out of this world phenomenal in Spider-Man No Way Home. I think that action scene where he's just throwing Peter through wall after wall after wall, and then he's just laughing while Peter just punches his face, and then the finale, amazing. I'm putting him third overall. Just if we look, the Spider-Man trilogy, great main villains up here, doing well, but just Green Goblin was so good. His name's gone from my head. Ethan Hawke. I can't put him in Who. Like, I know I've come up with these dumb rules, but he can't go in Who because he's not called Ethan. Is he called Ethan Hawke? Is that even the actor's name? Have I just made up the actor's name? Let me have a look. He plays Harrow, Arthur Harrow. I didn't even Google that. I'm googling Ethan Hawke right now. I got the name right. Good. Okay, he doesn't have to go in Who. B or A, let's have a look up here. The thing with this villain is when you get like, yeah, he can go above Winter Soldier right there. When you get a villain like Arthur Harrow and he's like this cult guy, and then at the end there's always a bit where they go for ultimate power, and then they, you know, their brain explodes because they took too much power or something like that. But with him, he was offered the power and he said no. He stayed through and through to his principles the entire time. He stuck to his principles, and I loved that about him. That's what worked. Okay. Next we have Baron Mordo. Who cares about Baron Mordo? You know, like C tier, like because he's not like painfully bad, but also who cares? This is. I actually don't know who that is. I actually don't recognise her at all. This is the first one I don't recognise. She's going in Who, and so is this guy from Hawkeye's going in Who. But am I forgetting her? Oh, she's the loser from Miss Marvel that nobody cares about. I don't know your name, but you're going in D-list because Miss Marvel's villain was whack, and I liked Miss Marvel. Okay, I'm not some hater. Iman Vellani is phenomenal, but the villain is just absolute crap. And it took so long to think of who she was, and I think that proves my point. Here we have Gore, the God Butcherer. He doesn't butcher any gods apart from the start of the film, but it's Christian Bale, and the performance is solid. So, upper C tier. Yeah, you can go. Or lower B tier. Oh God, it's a bad film. Thor Love and Thunder isn't a good film, and I don't like... I'm just fiddling with a camera clamp here. I just didn't like it. Okay, I actually don't know who this is either. I reckon it's someone from Miss Marvel, but who cares? Or who? Okay, Wanda. Obviously, I'm only ranking her in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness because that's the only one she's a villain in, and you know, I mean, she's a bit of a villain in Age of Ultron. But who, you know, let's not get into semantics here. A tier. I think A tier. Okay. If you see my Doctor Strange review, a big complaint I had was that her motivation seemed a bit out of the blue, and they were kind of just like, she got a redemption in WandaVision, and then they kind of went back on that, which I wasn't the biggest fan of. So she can't progress. If that wasn't an issue, she would be S tier because physically as a threat, she is so imposing, and Elizabeth Olsen is phenomenal. So that's all I've got to say on the matter. Who cares about Crocodile Man? Zeus. He's good. He's good. He loses his charm, but I did put Grandmaster in A tier, but Zeus can go in B tier. You can go between Nebula and John Walker. Good, you know. Just let me live my life, guys. Okay, this is an interesting one. Here we have. We have Infinity Ultron. I've got a pop vinyl of him like within arm's reach. I got this at Comic-Con. So, and it was so good. I just, you know, I like Ultron, and I like Vision, and I like... That was, like, one good part of What If. You can go in A tier. Why is Justin Hammer in A tier? Go in B tier, bro. I'm sorry, I've changed my mind on that. This guy, the Collector. Good action, to be fair. Let's have a look what's going on up here. Yeah, you can go bottom of B tier. No, you can go C tier. You can go there. This is Evil Hank Pym. Who cares? He's fine. Like, nothing bad there. Evil Doctor Strange. D. E. Top of D tier. Because the CGI was bad. That fight scene was really, really cool, but the character was kind of unneeded. And whatever. The lady from Werewolf by Night. I don't want to put her in Who or Who Cares, despite the fact I can't name her. But I can't name her, so she has to go in Who. Titania. Forgotten about. I really liked She-Hulk, and I know She-Hulk has a lot of haters, but I personally, I really enjoyed it. But she was forgotten about, so she can go, like, round here. You know, below Electro and C tier. Next we have Frogman. I mean, he served his purpose well. I'm going to go B tier somewhere. Because he was just supposed to be a little comedy joke character, like Zeus, and he worked as that. I'll put him in between Icarus and Surtur, because Icarus flew into the sun, what a dumbass. This guy, I like the actor. This is from She-Hulk. But who cares? Like D. Yeah, let's put him in D tier. We're almost there, guys. I don't know how long this video is. Who cares? I know who you are. Namora. Like, okay, Namora. Does she have, like, very little dialogue? Who cares? Atuma. Atuma worked. Atuma had the thing with Okoye, and for that reason, he escapes Who Cares. And you can go into B tier, because as an MCU henchman goes, like, who else have we got on here who's just a boring MCU henchman? We've got people like... Where's he gone? Yeah, all these people down here are like MCU henchmen, like the Shocker, the Children of Thanos, are like Cull Obsidian, Proxima Midnight, Corvus Glaive, and then like Claw is a really big one, and Razor Fist. They're all forgettable and boring. And Atuma does stuff, and he has this back and forth with Okoye, which is really fun, and he's threatening and he's huge, and I liked it. Final guy to talk about, Namor. Phenomenal. Like, I can't remember the last time I was so excited to see an MCU villain return immediately as I am with this guy. I'm like, bring him back. And the thing is with him, I can see him becoming a hero. I can see him joining the Avengers and hanging out with those guys. And he's still an arsehole. Don't get me wrong, that's not going to change. But I could see him hanging out with the heroes, and I like that element to his character, that he's kind of, like his motivations are so rock solid and so strong that pretty much everything he does, he's kind of justified for. You know, I mean, I know he killed people and whatever. Where did I just put him? Here. Like, he's A tier. In between Thanos and Loki, I think. And I just really want to see him return, and I think he's really fun to see. And yeah, everything he did was entirely justified. And that brings me to the end of my tier list. So, top 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Top 10 MCU villains are: 10th place is Ultron, 9th is Mysterio, 8th is Loki, 7th is Namor, 6th is Thanos, 5th is Killmonger, 4th is Vulture, 3rd is Green Goblin, 2nd is Zemo, and 1st is Wenwu. And then bottom 10, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Karli Morgenthau, Ronan, Yellow Jacket, Whiplash, Aldrich Killian, Caecilius, whatever that woman is from Miss Marvel, who should probably go in Who, Malekith, the Power Broker, and Tyler Haywood. And then we've got all these people who no one cares about, or I don't know, and that this is the middle bit around here, if you want to have a peek at the middle bit. Thank you for watching. Please like this video. It's something new. Let me know your thoughts. Please subscribe, and yeah, see you next time. Bye.